So Nate, just take me through the change of direction for you. I know when we spoke, when you signed with Atlanta, that it was you fully expected to play 2004 in the National Football League in some capacity, and then very quickly things didn't work out in Atlanta, and you signed with BC. Just take me through where you were at during those couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about like when I got signed with Atlanta?
No,
Like
from
those
the time you
days?
got cut to the time you decided to
Okay.
make the change and come back.
Yeah, I mean, the cut in Atlanta was very quick, so I kind of had to kind of left with a feeling of what is next. We kind of took a wait and see approach, but with plan A and plan B, and the ultimately at the end of the day, it's important for me to be able to be in a place where I feel like I can grow and I can get better, and that opportunity wasn't coming, and I think the timing was weird too for being in training camp and me bouncing around as much as I did already to try to go into another situation where that opportunity might present itself in a similar way that it did Atlanta, and then having to go through those same circumstances of learning an offense within a week and then having to go play. All those type of things was something that I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through that again, and that's when we started looking elsewhere.
How tough has the last month been? Like really since training camps opened, you had I think 4 days with the Giants and really no practice reps, and you get surprisingly cut, and then Atlanta, they brought you in, and many people felt that it was kind of being set up for you to be the number 3 there and be there all year. Like, how difficult has the way it's gone down been for you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not having your feet settled in one place is definitely difficult. You love having certainty. But at the same time, it was exciting to be able to compete and to play at that level. And but I'm also excited for the future here as well.
A lot of people come here, and when things don't work out in the NFL, and there is a level of disappointment that lingers for a little bit, that affects them when they first are here. Where are you in that process? Are you past it?
I don't know. I don't really know where I stand with that. I know that I have no regrets about coming to the NFL or leaving, and I know that I'm excited about the opportunity we have in BC. I really love this team, and I think I'm excited about what we could do and this year. So I know that maybe that time will tell exactly how I stand on the NFL.
Do you feel like you got a fair shake?
I think in certain places, yeah. I think in other times, I think that circumstances were different. I think there were some unique circumstances that, I think that impacted things. For example, being claimed by New England in the year, New England then going through a coaching change, regime change. A lot of times, people want to clean house. I was a previous regime's claim, and so sometimes I just get washed up in that. And then from there it was kind of never really any stable footing. So I think I got a tough card. It was dealt a tough card there. So it's hard to say, but again, I'm happy to be back.
What does it mean to you to be loved? I mean, you got a lot of attention when you came back, and there's a lot of excitement league wide. And does that matter to you at all?
No, I like the game. I love the game. I'm not super thrilled about the celebrity aspect of it. It's a unique position where athletes are elevated to a pedestal that is unique in some sense, right? So that part of pro sports I don't necessarily enjoy, but I really love the game, and I'm excited to be playing that again.
You mentioned that when you first came, that your wife had to remind you that it's not football's fault that this happened. I'm not suggesting that you stopped loving the game at any point, but the business of it may have been tough to deal with. Like, are you excited to be able to love the game and play the game again?
Yeah. I mean, what you're referring to is like there was the frustration of the day coming home and saying, I worked my butt off, I prepared as much as I could, and I have nothing to show for it. That was really what it was. It was a reminder of that. It's not that feeling that I'm having towards what I'm doing isn't the game's fault. It's the lack of opportunity. It's the situation I'm in, the role that I'm playing, and it's really fun. It's really fun being out here with the guys. And this week I've had 3 days prep this week. I think they've gone really well, and it's been fun to be out here with this group. They're an especially fun group, and so be able to be on the field and again with them has been a lot of fun.
What was the reception like when you first walked into the locker room?
Well, I was here pretty early, so I didn't see too many people, but it's been great to catch up with people.
It was always BC for you, wasn't it? That if you were going to come back, this was it. This is where you wanted to be.
I certainly wanted to extend, talk to them first. I wanted to talk to them first, and just the familiarity, just the experience that I had here the first time, the feeling that I had of wanting to do more for the organization that I had at the West Final in 22. That feeling of disappointment I still have that, and so wanting to make amends for that in a way that still lingers. It would feel weird to me at this point in my career to try to play somewhere else. I would completely have respected their decision if they didn't want me back. I would have understood that. But the organization, in all the places that I've been, this is ran by really great people. This is as close to as a family as you can get in a business. And they've treated me with nothing but respect and care and love, and I'm very appreciative of that. So I'm glad that we made it work.
And if they would have said no, it would have been because of Vernon Adams. So if season were to start right now, he's probably the MOP. How sensitive were you to that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think I said that on the broadcast too. He's been playing unbelievable, and I think if maybe who knows if the situation is different, if he's healthy and he's playing as well as he had, maybe circumstances would be different, but not into considering hypotheticals at this point. I'm glad that I'm here. Oftentimes it takes two to win a Grey Cup in this league, and both Vernon and I are locked in and ready for that, whatever that role may look like for either one of us.
But you two genuinely like and respect one another. And I talked to some players, and they weren't sure how to feel, and it wasn't like anyone disliked you or resented you, but he's developed into a pretty good leader here. So have you felt the need, maybe the two of you, have you talked about it in terms of how you want to approach that part of it with the team, with the room?
Yeah, well, I think Vernon's just done an unbelievable job. I mean, he's a guy that has earned his right to be a starter in this league in many, many ways. He's earned that leadership role in this team. He carried, he went into the situation in 22 with grace, and he came in and he was just an absolute professional about that. He's treating this situation, this current one, in the same way, and I just respect him so much for that. He really just cares about this team winning. Any other emotions he probably has, he doesn't show them, and I think that's just a sign of a great leader, a good person. And like I said, I just have so much respect for him, and whatever that role looks like for us this year, for either one of us, I would do the same in his shoes for him, and looking forward to having him healthy and back and helping us win games.
There'll be big expectations for you on Sunday. Like I said, a lot of hype around this. I know you've tried to isolate yourself from it, but this is a tough game, and Winnipeg is a tough team. Is it important to temper expectations, or do you want those expectations right out of the gate?
I think it's important to temper expectations for sure. I think it's important to consider, what the last year and a half has looked like for me. It's not been as much football as I would have liked. I've certainly stayed vigilant in trying to prepare the way that I have this week, and I've done that every week that I've been on a team. And done everything I could physically to be prepared in the best shape of my life. But at the same time, you're playing a really good team in Winnipeg, a team that I haven't played well against yet. But that makes it fun. That makes it exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that challenge, and I've got so much respect for those guys. It would be really great to get a win, and but it's not going to be easy. Certainly don't expect to just be able to come off the street and be able to beat a team like this. I think it's going to take a take all of us, and not going to be any type of individual effort out there. It's going to be a collective battle for 60 minutes.